territorial.
Oh yeah.
I want to play with kittens.
I get it, but I want them kittens.
Well, normally I don't know what you guys are talking about when I bring it on in, but this time I do.
Yeah.
There you go.
Brittany goes over to Brittany goes over to her mom's house now, and she's like the client from The Mandalorian, and just like, I would like to see the kitties.
Every time. For the last 3 weeks. I'm telling you.
Nice.
All right. Well, we are back. Started off a little late because of things, unfortunately. But we are here. I'm still dealing with red eye.
I'm sorry.
Lightbringer, you got a free reroll.
Yay!
So does somebody
Thank
want to
you.
give us a game recap since we have Brittany here with us? Brittany did the notes last time. Brittany gives us the recap.
There we go.
Did I?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh! You know, I
did.
did actually make the game last time. I was like, I didn't think I was there.
Yeah, and then you were MIA in game, but it was just because you got kidnapped by aliens.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's all we thought. You were like Poochie from The Simpsons. I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Okay.
You're kind of breaking up there, Brittany.
Okay, is it any better now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I was opening Discord.
That's probably why.
Okay. So, last game, Senator Miles Barrett returns our phone call and asks us to come discuss it at his ranch in Maryland. So we fly Ixion ship there and land in the field. Senator explains that some politicians are still irritated about our involvement in New Prussia and see us as New Prussian agents. So the fact that we found an alien base and didn't tell the government reinforces that. He thinks we need to be more forthcoming as a matter of playing the politics game. The UN and NATO are considered the organizations that look out for the world as a whole. He will speak to a few people and see about getting us access to the black site. It will be seen as attempting to go through proper channels, so he will let us know as soon as he has news. We have some discussion about why America is our base of operations and concern about sharing information about the signal with the US government. So we discuss what information we would want to share versus what we wouldn't want to share. But they'll need us to get them in and get anything useful out of the black site anyway. So we go back to the vein to make another vocal translator so that Hyperion can use it to create a cipher for the Dexamite language to give to the US government. Okay, back at the black site, we learned that the signal is a retrieval signal calling all Dexamite units home, and once we receive the signal, it stops. So we ask, Pulsar asks Compass why he was receiving the signal when it seems to have been sent a while ago, and why his suit, Compass can't say. Compass is an entity in space, not a robot. He's offended when he's asked if he's a god. He says he can't say anything more. Very suspicious.
What?
Thus.
Is Proxima Centauri significant to the Dexamite Empire? Is that where they're based? We do not know. 5 days pass as Hyperion gets roped into the black site and helps build a cybernetic adapter. On the second day, Lightbringer sends the team a message via Helios saying she's working on something and should be back in 3 days. The team is appropriately alarmed. Helios says she's outside the solar system. She went on the moon base. Lightbringer and Lightbringer went on the moon base to work on a secret project, then met with Collapsing Star and had a conversation, which led them to leaving on the orbiting Tavaxian vessel. So, long story short, a version of Lightbringer from the future, or a possible future, met with President Lightbringer about some of the issues that ended up happening in her future that we are currently dealing with. And they worked on some of the potential fixes that we can institute in our time. There was a lot covered. In essence, Lightbringer introduced the legacy to some Tavaxian representatives. She apparently made a deal with the Tavaxian Emperor, Elder Undara. The military is going to relocate the Tavaxian contingent to Maelstrom Air Force Base, Montana. And so the government, or the U.S. government folks, took them into the base. Lightbringer talked about the future possible war with Tyrax, which took out a lot of the Earth population. And then after that, there were several meteors that spread some sort of plague that turned people into zombies and destroyed a lot of life forms on the Earth. Tavaxians call it the unending death, but they have never seen it among humans, although several other races in space have encountered it. It sounds like the Dexavirus evolved to consume foreign cells the way that Dexamite DNA does to reproduce with other races. So we came up with a sort of antivirus, but needs to be tested. Let's see. After the plague, there is apparently another entity that comes. It sounds like a person called Abrax Khaldun, who was a Heliopolis precursor priest and refugee. So that's a person of interest we're going to want to watch out for. That guy also destroyed most of what was left of Earth before they were able to defeat him. Let's see. After explaining all of this stuff, basically the Tavaxians are going to help us fight Tyrax when he returns, but in return, they would like us to eradicate the Ubari from Earth, aka prevent them from developing the bioweapon they are working on Earth against the Tavaxians. So we are trying to find out where the Ubari are currently, and we're preparing for a trip to Senya, and then depending on what results we get about the Ubari, we might do Senya first. And then Tavaxians brought us a bunch of White Castle burgers. The end.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay.
Why cast all everyone's favorite? I think didn't we also learn that the Ubari, which were like pretty ensconced over in the Soviet Union, didn't we also learn that they were like leaving the Soviet Union like in droves or something, like they were fleeing to the cold reaches because
There's some sort of schism that's going on there. Yeah, where they're running away. We don't know why.
Did I write something about that?
Yeah, I couldn't remember if that was last game or the game before. But
I'm sure that was last game.
All right.
I just wanted to bring it up because if I dreamt it.
There was a lot of stuff to synthesize.
You did not dream it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so it has been, we'll say, 2 days from the events of last game.
Can I roll for a power stunt,
No.
please?
Yeah, go ahead. I want to
Forgot
get.
how to roll.
I want to get that.
Okay.
I should probably add that soundbite from Happy Gilmore, where he does that, and he's like, "You're in big trouble, pal. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast."
Yay!
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
Yeah.
No.
Can I roll for my power stunt before we start?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I would also like to roll.
No.
If I can remember how to roll.
Exclamation point, roll, and then the thingy.
If I want to practice my breakdancing skills, does that count as a power stunt?
No, thank you.
Okay.
That's talent.
Okay, do I have that?
Breakdance.
Oh, good.
Breakdancing? No, you do not.
Oh, dang it. I look like that lady from Australia.
So I need 3 green feats, right?
Yep.
If you haven't gotten it yet, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's my first one. Okay.
So you're gonna hop around like a kangaroo, and just kind of not even spin yourself on the ground, sort of like walk yourself around on your side with so
You said
much
I need
energy.
talent. I don't have any talent.
You know, the sad thing about it is there was more energy in Napoleon Dynamite's dance than there was hers. Sorry, not sorry. Anyways. But yes, it's been about 2 days since the events of last game. The media has gotten all over First Contact. So they have been unable to hide that. It's not like the ship had stealth anyways. But it was obviously long rumored by conspiracy theorists that it was, you know, a thinly veiled secret that we weren't alone in the universe, blah, blah, blah. You know, some people tried to play it off that Tyrax was like a you know, some sort of monstrous being, but he wasn't interstellar, and so on and so forth. Then, of course, the government was never one to volunteer much in the way of details on that. But now, of course, cat is out of the bag. You know, the Tavaxians have been confirmed at this point, and so it's been nothing but that in the news. From your local talk shows, you have obviously the people who believe that the Tavaxians were the Greys who, you know, probe everywhere and, you know, experiment on people, and they're just like superimposing that belief on the Tavaxians. To the people who are like actual scientists, like astronomers and whatnot, who are, you know, confirming now that we know this is a known fact, and we can confirm that shape that had been orbiting Earth was indeed a vessel. You know, now they're talking about like how should we go into first contact protocols. Obviously, there's no mention of the legacy whatsoever. The Justice Legion is kind of heading this up and trying to provide a unified front. To their credit, Monarch is not the one that is doing most of the pressers on this one. It's actually Lady Superbia. And they're urging everybody to remain calm as the United States government, along with their allies within the United Nations, are working hard to problem solve and determine what exactly our new visitors want, and what will become of this. They're unsure, but she's playing it pretty much straight down the middle and trying to reassure everybody everything is fine, and basically more information will be forthcoming. And in the meantime, of course, Justice Legion stands ready to defend the Earth from any and all threats.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
We can hear your filing.
Sean will declare how much she thinks that sucks.
Why do you think that sucks?
Are we at the vein? Or
Presumably, everybody's at the vein right now.
okay.
They didn't even mention us. And really, Lightbringer was the one who made first contact, not the Twiddledee and Twiddledum.
Well, better them having to field questions from the press than us try and figure out what we can tell them.
Agreed. Granted, it can be helpful for us to gain notoriety, to gain fame or reputation throughout the world. However, that isn't the primary reason why we do this, obviously.
No, but it wouldn't hurt.
Eventually, we'll get there.
So what was everybody doing at this point? Any plans?
Oh, Jerome,
Any questions?
was I able to finish creating that device for Lightbringer?
Give me a reason check.
Okay.
What device was this?
Jack in the Box that works with your powers.
It was the GPS so we can know where you're going all the time.
Yellow feet.
Okay. So Hyperion walks up and puts a collar around her ankle.
Haha, got you.
This turns red if you leave the solar system.
I know, yeah.
I kind of deserve that.
Yeah. No, so yes, you're able to put the finishing touches on it, and obviously you haven't had a chance to put it through its paces,
Right.
But yes, it should work.
Okay.
And it's going to shock you every time you get us into something.
What you get for doing things on your own.
You should be happy that we rejected Red Arsenal's idea to add a kissing shock collar on it. Every time you kiss a boy, you get shocked.
Right.
Wait, does the boy get shocked too?
Probably,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, he gets shot. Red Arsenal shoots him.
He gets
He
shot.
gets shot.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
no, at some point, yeah, so relatively soon, then Hyperion would come up to Lightbringer, and he's holding in his hands what looks like just kind of an off-white circlet. Like, you can't tell if it's made out of like metal or plastic or a combination, but it looks like it's something that you would actually wear on your head. And he walks up to you and he says, I've developed something I think that might actually benefit not just you, but the team as well, if you're willing to try it out.
What is it?
I call it the Crown, which stands for Cortical Resonance Optimal Wavelength Networker. Now that I've actually understood the psionic information and technology from New Prussia, I've been working on various things, not just the psionic bow that Red Arsenal has, but also a device for you. I can actually demonstrate how it should work. This is a prototype, but I'm confident that I've worked out all the kinks if you're willing to try.
Sure. Sounds interesting.
So he hands it to you so you can place it on your head.
I will do so.
Okay.
And he's like, it should activate the moment you attempt the following. First, create a telepathic link with me.
I guess I don't have to write this down. Okay, I will attempt to telepathize with Nicola.
Tilapia.
Go ahead and roll your psyche.
Yellow.
Yellow result. Okay. So you are able to bridge the gap again, much like you have been before in the past.
Okay.
And so then, in Hyperion's mind, you'll hear him say, now, in order to notice the true effect, this will sound counterintuitive, but the effort that you typically put into keeping this link active, try not to put forth that effort and see what happens to the link.
Okay, so I will kind of back off the mental power.
Okay. Roll your psyche.
Green.
Green. Okay. So you kind of let go in a mental sense.
And then Hyperion in his mind says, notice at this point that you can still hear me, and you'll be able to still communicate with me as well.
Huh. Is it storing the link somehow?
Actually, it's much simpler. The crown acts as a psionic transceiver and signal repeater. Whenever you establish this type of link with another individual, that link will maintain itself automatically until you actually will it to disconnect, which I'm sure will be different from what you're used to. At this point, while you're wearing that device, you shouldn't have to actually put forth that much effort, if any at all, to maintain not just one link, but many. I'd like you to see how many links you can establish with the team that's here and see what that feels like.
At the same time.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I will attempt to reach out to Joan.
Okay.
You want me to roll again?
Yes.
White.
All right. So mentally you try to connect, kind of going through the motions mentally again. And this time you hear a little ringing in your ear.
Okay, I will.
Suddenly you have
try.
a small case of tinnitus.
Awesome. I will try with pulsar.
Okay.
Yellow.
All right. So
So
you
I'll say testing,
reach out
testing.
again, and Pulsar, you hear somebody else in your head.
No, not again.
And Hyperion will say in his mind, that should be fine, actually. You are
What?
receiving this information from not only Lightbringer, but myself. We're testing a device I've made for her.
Okay. All right. A little warning would have been who knows what I'm up to right now?
Ah,
Well, my telepathic ability is strictly
It's just
communicative. I can't read your mind. I can only send you my thoughts
okay. Okay, that's not so bad.
and then receive whatever thoughts you send to me.
Okay. Now,
And
what do we do?
shall we add more to the party line?
if you'd like. That way you can see what it feels like when you're using the crown.
Doesn't this cost like $1 a minute?
Well, I'll put it on your tab.
Oh, I have a job now. Wait, yeah, I can afford it.
Okay, we will try with Red Arsenal next.
Okay, go ahead.
Green.
Green. Okay. So Red Arsenal, out of nowhere, you can hear a conversation between a couple of individuals in your head.
Testing.
Whoa. What is this?
Hey.
Lightbringer
Pulsar?
has included you into a small psionic network that she's creating using the
What?
device I've made.
Hyperion, how are you here?
We can see what you're doing. Whatever it
No!
is.
He's gonna close his eyes. No!
Through the power of science.
Minority
Hey.
Report.
Am I going to have to reforge all of these connections every time I want to initiate the party line?
That's something that we'll need to test. I may need to reconfigure the device if you'd like that to be a capability. Right now, it's set up so that no matter who you reestablish a connection with, it will simply take control of that connection for you until you dismiss it.
It might be interesting to implement some kind of a speed dial.
What if you implemented some sort of like because we all have the communicators, that works through us talking. What if you put something in there that like connects to this device, so that way it's like an instant, like, it's like it is like calling a phone.
Interesting. Yes, I could. That would add security, rather than trying to implement that within the crown itself.
There are probably instances where my telepathy would not be available, whereas the communicators would, though.
True.
Like, my range is not great, but communicators can definitely go further. So it could be we'll have to work on applications. Let's see if we can get another one.
All right.
So I will attempt to add shown again.
Okay.
Green.
Green. So, eventually you get shown added to the party line.
Hello, hello.
Hey,
We're just testing a new gadget that Hyperion put together.
oh,
Say hi, guys.
Hey, Sean.
Hello.
oh,
And then you start to hear some static.
Oh.
It's not
That
like
was
loud or popping or whatnot, but there's like a little bit of static in the background.
I think we have a bad connection.
Uh-oh.
And then you hear another voice start coming in. At first, it's staticky. You can't really make out, what's it sounding. But then it's a male voice, and then you hear Ed McMahon going over the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes winners.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
I think
Your
we need
turn.
to retune the frequency.
Strange.
Yeah,
that's
because
happening.
either she's plugged into the TV, or we just won the sweepstakes?
Is Ed McMahon also our brother?
I don't know. I've been told he's
Doubtful.
And
immortal.
then everybody
We
gets
will never
quiet,
know.
like,
Yeah.
Yes, we might be reaching the limits of it, unless somebody was thinking that just now or watching a broadcast just now.
Oh, hold on, and I'm going to try to think about a song, maybe something about September, and see like does the song start playing in everybody's heads, or is it just me thinking about it?
okay, so you start thinking about a song in September.
Do you remember?
Oh, there you go. So it's a good groove, anyways.
Yeah.
So you
So-
hear Pulsar like remembering that tune and kind of jiving to it a little bit himself.
Okay.
Do
But no,
we all hear it?
Yeah.
well,
Oh,
but,
okay.
but they don't hear the actual like song. They hear
no.
me just kind of like, do you remember? Like kind of humming
Yep.
it. Oh, okay.
So
was-
if we all start thinking at like the same time, different thoughts, wouldn't that like overload you, Lightbringer?
I don't know. Maybe. If I'm not mistaken, this is meant to sort of mimic Cynet, right?
That's correct. That way it's not nearly as much of a strain on you trying to maintain multiple, even just one, psionic connection. The device does it for you.
Then you hear a commercial for Robert Stack with Unsolved Mysteries.
Ooh.
Okay, where's the TV coming in from?
I'm not watching TV.
Right.
I'm here in the danger room.
Is it that this is picking up like radio waves as well?
It may be. I may need to recalibrate it just to make sure that there's better signal fidelity and it's not picking up radio transmissions.
Is that how your powers work, Lightburner? Is it like like radio waves or something?
I haven't really tested it out like that. I suppose that'll be an interesting thing to kind of pick apart.
Yeah, I want because like all my abilities are. It looks like fire, but it's all like nuclear energy stuff. It just made me realize it's like, wait a minute, what if everybody's abilities have some sort of scientific basis? Like, because if your powers are also tuned into like radio waves, is it possible for you to broadcast things on radios?
That would definitely be an interesting power stunt.
All of a sudden, her internal thoughts just start broadcasting to a nearby radio. Creepy.
Oh no.
Wait, if I use my ability, will that affect the crown?
What
Try
ability?
not to use that ability. You're talking about the destructive nature of your
Right.
psionic attacks.
Yeah.
I don't think that would carry through this network, but I don't think there's a reason to try that, especially since I clearly need to retune the crown to dial out any
And
other frequencies.
maybe let's not try that when all of us are connected to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
you're still trying to get to the moon. I know.
Okay, ready for the dismount?
Ready.
Ready.
Okay.
She will attempt to turn it off.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Have to roll to turn it off.
It's
Roll to hang up the
experimental
phone.
tech.
Yeah.
All of us are going to get nosebleeds.
Green.
Oh,
Ugh.
Yeah.
Nope, you turn it off. There's a mentally a silent click, like a light switch got flipped, and all quiet.
The psychic that was calling you is no longer in service.
Mm.
Yeah.
Please shuffle your tarot cards and try again.
So then Hyperion just out loud to Lightbringer. So, what did you think?
That was pretty neat. It was definitely a lot less work than, I mean, I've never tried to link more than one person at a time, but it was really nice to not have to hold the line open.
Excellent. That was my
That'll
primary
leave-
goal.
Yeah, that'll leave my active attention to upholding other powers.
Precisely.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Of course. I believe we can use that especially in times when we find ourselves in regular EM interference fields. It may not interfere with psionic fields, and therefore we can maintain contact with the entire team.
And I'll start working on my range and see if that's something that I can improve. She'll take off the crown and hand it back for fine tuning.
Okay.
Excellent.
How much like the Cerebro helmet does it look?
Nothing like a Cerebro helmet right now.
Nothing yet.
Right now, it actually, because it still has, it doesn't have like casing on it per se, not like a finished product. So it actually looks like somebody made a pretty princess kind of crown
Out of circuitry.
out of circuitry.
Okay. Like a tiara? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So then Hyperion goes and he starts tinkering with it to put on the finishing touches.
Okay. Go ahead and keep talking real quick. I'll be right back. 1 second.
I was just thinking that President Jurgen is going to be amused by that crown thing.
Right.
So if we're in battle and I shoot my arrow, would that have an effect?
That should be fine.
Okay. That's what I was worried about, because then that means I have to disconnect, shoot the arrow, reconnect.
If we're in battle, is it a good idea for us all to be connected psychically like that? Like if a psychic opponent overwhelms Lightbringer, does that tether out to the rest of us too?
Ooh, good question.
It's a good question. I wonder if I have protection against psionic attacks.
Because I was thinking this is definitely a really good tool for us to use, like reconnaissance wise, but like in battle, it might be that might be a lot
Riskier.
Yeah, well, especially for you, like if you have to keep the channels open in the middle of a fight like that, is that gonna keep your attention away from like blasting fools and flying?
We'll have to take it to the danger room and try stuff out.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I've never been to the danger room.
Oh, it's cool, man. You gotta come by.
Also, while I'm on the line with you all, it just occurred to me that I maybe don't know any of your actual names. Because I keep calling you Red Arsenal. I'm like, wait, did your mom name you Red Arsenal?
Yes.
Okay,
First
your mom's
name Red,
weird.
last name Arsenal.
Yeah.
No, but
True.
my real name is Isaiah.
Okay, I'm gonna note that. Let's see. Yeah.
But you got to be careful with the real names because nobody knows we're related.
Yeah. Well, it was more of like I remember that I don't know how many of you know what my real name is, and I thought like, oh well, is that like if you all know each other's real names, like if that's like a kind of a point of trust. I was thinking like, well, you know what, I don't know your all's names, so maybe that's something we should do.
What's your
Yeah,
name?
actually, as I recall, you decided not to share your real name
Yeah.
last time we discussed it.
I don't really have, at the time I didn't really know if I could trust everybody. No offense, but
Of course.
yeah, I'm still new to all of this super heroism stuff, so the only thing I knew was I should probably keep my face hidden especially being somebody who was part of the military, I felt it might be better to be discreet. But my name is Isagani Batista.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Cool.
You can call me Gani. That's what my parents called me.
Good to know, Gani.
My
Hey,
name's Carmen. Carmen Cook with an E.
And I'm Sean.
What's your real name, Sean?
Sean.
Oh.
But
Being from a different dimension gives her that
Oh,
benefit for anonymity.
Yeah.
but I go as Miranda for the mundane.
Nice. What's your name, Hyperion?
Mark Annette.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, last name is Feldman. Miranda Feldman.
Isaiah Harper is full name.
I assume you know Ixion.
Yeah. His real name is serial number 927X35-.
No, isn't it Ixion?
Yes.
Oh.
Xenofreeze is Ixion, but his human identity is Stephen Fetters.
I did not know. Wait, hold on. So he has two names?
Mm-hmm.
He does. Because
Actually,
the
3.
world doesn't realize that he is Salanth. Only we do.
So he's Xenofreeze, but he's also Ixion, but he's also Stephen Fetters?
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
human
that's his
identity is
mon-
Stephen Fetters. His actual name is Ixion.
Oh, his Salanth name is Ixion, but his
Correct.
superhero name is Xenofreeze.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So many alter IDs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, wow, does Columbia House have a bounty on him for ordering too many CDs for 1 penny?
Oh my gosh, I remember those.
Yeah.
My brother used to do that and then not pay them. So then he would call them and throw a fit about, I tried to cancel and you guys won't let me cancel, and then 2 months later he'd do it again.
Yeah, Xenofreeze. You said your brother, Xenofreeze.
Yep.
Jerome, we just added a bit of lore that Xenofreeze is the reason he has so many names is because Columbia House is looking for him because he ordered too many of those.
Absolutely makes
tapes.
sense. Yep.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Right.
He's got to have his wham.
Yeah.
Silent whisper.
Wake me up before you go.
Or careless whisper, I should say.
I thought we were Earth, Wind, and Fire today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isagani is, yeah.
Remember.
Are we ready to go to Selenia?
Selenia? Where is Selenia?
The brand new thing he just created.
Yeah. Do you remember when we went to Selenia
in September?
Okay, here's an idea. Since we need to do some footwork before we get to Senia, why don't we have Wraith come to the base and kind of catch us up on what he knows?
So then, was he actually a member of their nation before?
I am not sure. His identity is not known to me, but he seems to be well connected in matters of Senia.
And if you're able to reach out, we might as well. It is still taking some time for Helios to finish the Ubari scan.
Are we okay with having Wraith here in the base?
Have I met Wraith before?
Wasn't he at the party?
I think he
The
was
Christmas.
at the party.
Yeah, he came in
Didn't
kind of
he win the
later.
party?
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought a bunch of other people that we didn't invite.
Correct.
That
You
all
may not have
danced with.
seen him in action, but you did see him there at the party.
Do we want to have Shone go and get him?
That would make sure that security is maximized for that.
Yeah. You might want to call him and let him know I'm coming.
Okay.
Or at least establish, I don't think I've ever been to his place. Maybe establish a meeting place.
Yeah, we'll find a rooftop. So I'll go ahead and call Sledge.
Okay. So through your comm link, I take it?
Might as well.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got it.
So, I mean, he chimes in. He says, hey, LB, what's going on?
Hey, I don't suppose you know where Wraith is at these days.
Hello, Captain Patriot. Currently in the chat right now. He says, yeah, he is currently spanking me on Nintendo 64. Mario Kart. Don't ask. He's got mad skills.
Hey, okay. I'm not gonna. We'll just move on from that. So the team was talking about needing to get some groundwork established on our Senia plan, and I thought it might be a good idea for Wraith to kind of fill us in on stuff that he knows. You two want to come talk to us at our base?
I hold on a second, and then he leans over to you can hear him ask, and he says, "Yeah, I mean, I guess it's fine. Sure. We're not really
Cool.
doing anything right now except for just kind of chilling."
Cool. Why don't you head to the rooftop of XYZ building, and we'll have Shone come and pick you up.
Is it always the XYZ building?
Just this one time.
Okay, yeah, sure. No problem. Yeah, so what, see you in 10?
Sure.
Okay.
Cool. So, I assume that you all heard that.
Yep. I'll be back. And she goes poof.
Okay. So you are waiting on top of a building in downtown Strongford, dubbed the XYZ building.
It's a technical term.
Yep.
It actually says Acme, but somebody's painted over that. But of course, Shelley dropped off as soon as I was segueing to that. So, in the meantime, what are the rest of you doing?
Back. Sorry.
So, in the meantime, what are the rest of you doing while you're waiting for
Shelley's back.
the teleportation? So third time, what are the rest of you doing?
Red Arsenal's in the danger room, using his bow.
Okay, practicing with his bow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab some snacks from the kitchen.
Okay, Pulsar.
I'm probably doing like my first couple of days of working at at the company, just like as a power consultant,
Okay.
kind of seeing what you want
So
me to
you were at the office earning a paycheck.
Yeah.
Okay, and Hyperion?
I am going over what Helios has, or no, you know what? I'm still actually working on just working out the kinks on the crown.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, Shone, you end up bamfing over to this building. At this point, it's just on the outskirts of downtown. It's an older office building. Probably it was probably at one point in time a part of the old downtown until new downtown sprung up as things usually happen. And eventually you see from down from below you see Sledgehammer leaping up to the top of the building, followed shortly by a grappling hook that comes flying up and wraps around the lightning rod that sits atop of the building, and Wraith pulls himself up.
Hey guys, are
So
you
Sledge is like,
ready?
hey, so so we're doing a teleportation thing.
Yeah, you ready to go air shown?
So he kind of rolls his neck real quick and does his thing, and Wraith is like, oh, I hate this.
So she will put a hand on each of their forearms, and without warning, she poofs.
Okay, back to the main base, the vein. So you drop in there, and Sledge is like, okay, I can handle that. Kind of getting used to that. Wraith's like, nope. No.
She just pat him on the back.
I do not like that, said Sam I am. And so he's like looking around and he says, so you've got rock in your wall. What where's this?
This is home.
Huh. Okay.
Do you need some Pepto-Bismol?
No. It's awfully quiet though. He's just kind of looking around, waiting for somebody to approach outside of his Shone. He says,
So she will yell, Lightbringer!
So it echoes, obviously, 'cause this is a big, room that she teleported into.
So Lightbringer goes on the comms and she says, there's an easier way to do that.
Yeah, but this is funner.
Red Arsenal, you hear somebody screaming just outside the danger room door.
Are they inside at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Because
we have company.
Are we able to teleport inside the building now?
If you turn off the field, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that our standard practice?
Yes.
Talk to your boss.
Or is it just to teleport to the landing pad or whatever?
Well, you guys had like a little ID tag that had been added to Shone at one point in time, so the system would recognize her when she teleported.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be funny if she teleports in with people and they get slammed up against the wall and left outside?
Just get disintegrated.
Yeah, that would not be funny.
It would be kind of like the cartoon, they hit the wall and slide down.
So, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just. Did somebody scream?
It's all right.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, okay.
So Lightbringer will jog out to them and give Sledge a hug and say, "Thanks for coming. I know it was short notice, guys."
He hugs her back, no problem, and Wraith just kind of shrugs and he says, "Well, it's not like we were doing anything at that immediate moment, or Sledge would have you believe."
I hear there was spanking involved.
So she'll kind of wave them to follow her, and then they'll head into the conference room
Okay.
where snacks have been laid out. Also, whiteboards, and Lightbringer has like a notebook that she's going to make notes in.
Okay, sure. So, Sledge, sits down and relaxes in one of the chairs, and, Wraith is kind of like looking around. It's like, oh, okay, nice. Says, ooh, charcuterie.
And then I'll say on the comms,
kind of lays out some of the snacks on him.
I'll talk over the comms and say, hey, are we ready for the meeting?
We are. Everyone to the conference room then.
Do I need to go get Pulsar?
If you can, that would be appreciated.
Okay, she's gone.
So you magically appear somewhere inside Quantum Unlimited. You obviously don't know where he's at.
No, she would appear in her own office.
Okay.
And she'll hit her button, so she's in her mundane clothing, and she will go looking for Pulsar.
Okay, well, while you're doing that then, so Wraith is like looking around, eventually takes a spot to sit down. Of course, those of you who don't know what he looks like or the picture, he's actually in the rotation. He's showing right now actually on the screen, if you see it.
With the black mask and the blonde hair.
Yes.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, exactly. And there he goes. I'll put his picture up here in just a second. Hold on. Just briefly.
Is that Sledgehammer? The one that's up there now?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Sledgehammer, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also blonde hair. And there's Grandpa.
Do we all have a grandpa?
No.
You are your own grandpa.
Okay, I hope not.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay. Shoot.
Just put it in the Facebook chat.
Well, no, it's you guys know what he looks like. I'm doing it for anybody who might be watching.
Oh.
So I'll get it. I'll just lay it over the screen here for just a second here.
Did you create like an overlay that says like last seen in issue whatever?
Actually, that would be cool, but I don't know if I want to keep up to date on that level of detail because that would be a big pain in the butt.
You could just make up numbers. It'd be funny.
We just need one of our super fans to start cataloging a wiki page of what happens in every episode.
Not it.
So there we go.
Well, our super fan was.
That is the picture. That is the picture of Wraith, the one actually done by George.
Oh yeah, huh?
So
sweet.
Those of you, I'll leave it up to just a couple more seconds so you see him.
So you're saying,
but that
it's
is what
Davey's job to
that
put
is
the
what
wiki
Wraith
together.
looks like. He's got kind of a black, gray, and white outfit, blonde hair, some gadgetry in the belt and whatnot. So I'll go ahead and delete that picture. There we go.
Very cool.
Does he have pants?
No, he's actually naked from the waist down.
Well, he looked like he didn't have a shirt on.
He strikes fear in the hearts of people who wear clothes.
Okay.
He could. I mean, he could.
Yeah.
And inspire women.
So Lightbringer puts up a little sensor box.
Yeah. Just pixelates it, as he walks in.
Perfect.
But yes, that's what he looks like. And so, he sits down and looks to those who are still there at this point, and he's like, so, outside of the snacks, appreciated, what's the big deal? Why did you need to see me?
Hyperion will also generate a copy that appears in the room, and hearing what he just said, and goes, "We would actually like to pick your brain, Wraith, as it were, regarding Senia. We've heard you have information regarding that nation.
Ah, I see. So now you guys are wanting to look into Senia, not, months back, but now. Why the change?
We've received information that makes our intervention in Senia now a top priority. We find that there's a deadline that we need to make sure that we can meet. There's something there that we need to discover.
Okay, so what is it you're trying to discover?
Well, first, we understand, of course, that Senia uses, unfortunately, seemingly an army of deviants for mining purposes for Drivixium. At the same time, they have technology that's advanced, especially robotics, to guard them and guard their horde of Drivixium, wherever that is in their country. And we know of a specific individual who's providing them with some of that information and technology, Dr. Alice Rustenkowski. Our main goal is actually to find her. We believe that she has pertinent information.
Okay, well, you're not wrong from as far as I know. She's responsible for a lot of their advancements in science, predominantly around the deviant control and breeding.
I don't suppose you know the history of how she came to be involved.
No, I don't.
Do you know if she is working willingly on these advancements?
I don't know the woman personally, so I couldn't say.
Do you know what her
I did hear a rumor that
public...
she managed to make it back to the States at one point, but then wound up going back to Senia. So maybe it's possible that she's not, and she's there against her will.
What is her position in the... Is she a government scientist, or...
Yeah, she's the head of their science board.
Can you tell us about any of her, I almost said associated acts, her team or superiors? Who are her, who are the people around her?
I mean, I don't know them all by name, but most of them are Senia nationals. There's from what I understand, there's a couple from scientists from Russia, as well as I think one or two that may have joined up later on from the United States.
Do you know anything about the defenses that they may have surrounding their mining operations? Like, how much about their activities do you know?
A good bit. It's a closed nation. They don't allow any sort of tourism. Like, you can't just go there to visit. So they're very diligent in attempting to watch for vessels coming in and out, planes, so on and so forth. So they have essentially the latest and best technology that our era can produce right now. So anti-aircraft guns, missile launchers. Obviously, they've got a small but potent navy. They've got a capable air force. And if that doesn't top all, the deviants in the nation, they have tracking chips installed in them If they're born, then it's when they're very young. If they're captured and brought in, then it's when they're initially captured. And those chips track them wherever they go. And if for some reason they detect that they have left the island, then it initiates an explosive sequence.
I see. Out of curiosity, Wraith, I'm not asking you to reveal your identity per se, but how is it that you know so much about Senia and their operations?
I've been tracking a lot of their connections here in the United States for a couple of years now.
I see. For any specific purpose?
A grudge.
Ah. If we had the opportunity to go there, would you be willing to go with us?
If this is on the up and up, absolutely. But to be clear, if this is a we situation, I'm not stopping until the nation falls.
How would you suggest the nation fall? Would there be anybody there to pick up the pieces, as it were?
There is a small underground resistance movement in the country, and they've been stymied from doing much of anything and hunted almost down to the last man because no one from the outside is assisting them.
See. Do you have either direct or indirect contact with them?
I do.
Interesting. Excellent. One moment, please. Helios, do we have an ETA on when your scan for the Ubari will be complete?
And at that point, Shone pops in with Pulsar. I've spent some time tracking him down. Poof. Helios says, current estimate based upon workload within 14 hours.
Excellent. Well, based on what we learn in approximately 14 hours, we'll then need to decide whether to pursue our Senia objective or pursue the Ubari objective first. I'd rather not split the team in two, but I wonder if that should be an option. Given the amount of time it seems that we don't have. Lightbringer, were you given any inclination as to the amount of time before the event takes place?
Negative.
It does make sense. Wouldn't want to fray the timelines further. How important did it seem to her that we go to Senia?
She made it clear that we will not be able to defeat Tyrax without it.
That needs to be a major priority then. How much freedom, Wraith, do you have in your communication with that underground resistance? Is it free, or do you need to wait for specific times?
I have to wait for windows of opportunity. They do a pretty good job of scanning for any outbound messages, and while they might pick them up, they still haven't figured out the code, the types of codes that we're using.
Excellent. So then he turns to the team and goes, I want to make sure that we're all in agreement that then heading to Senia should then be a main priority. Because of Tyrax, seems that it's absolutely necessary.
That's what I was going to say. If it's what it takes to defeat him, then yes, we don't have a choice.
All right, then. So then he turns to Wraith, like, if you're able to get in contact with that group, then, the Underground, we would like to actually head to Senia, infiltrate, and see if we can meet up with Dr. Rostenkowski as soon as possible.
So you're trying to meet up with their chief scientist?
I will make this clear so that it makes more sense. I have 2 creators, and she was actually one of them. It's likely that she has advanced information that we need in order to stop a future threat. But it's unclear if she is there against her will with one of these chips that you mentioned, or if she's there completely willingly. I don't know how forthcoming she'll be with information that we need.
That's a big ask, to try and get a meeting with her, knowing full well who and what she is and how difficult that's going to be to get in.
If it isn't possible, I understand. We can try to get to her in a different way, albeit it would be difficult, but since you do have that connection to the Underground, we would of course be more than willing to assist. There are others who clearly don't deserve to be imprisoned there. There are those that we know who have parents or siblings there. There are those that we were supposed to save, but who were taken from us, and have likely been taken to Senia. With you and your idea of overthrowing that government, it sounds like, well, perhaps we can assist. It seems to be a government that is not good for any human beings.
All right, I'll do it. But to be clear, this is to bring Senia down. This is not just to meet some person and find out, her age, sex, and location check.
Understood.
What is your vision for the pieces as mentioned earlier? What would you like to see happen with all of the elements involved?
Do you mean what I would like to see happen to Senia?
Yeah, like where
I would like to
people.
I would like to see a people no longer repressed.
So you want the people to govern themselves?
I absolutely do. I want the basic civic rights that you have here in the United States. I want that for Senia. I
Do
want
people-
capitalism. I want freedom to vote. There's still going to be issues with the fact that they've got this highly valuable metal, but it goes a long way to say that your people are free and can make the choices that they want to make, and they're not living under the yoke of slavery, imported or exported.
So do you have an idea for a government to replace what's currently running the country?
No, I don't. I just want the people to rise up, and whoever's the best fit for that time, take it over. It's going to be ugly no matter what happens. A coup d'état is never easy. It's never comfortable. It's very chaotic, and it's probably going to breed more corruption before law and order truly gets established. But I would much rather have that than what we have right now.
It's going to create a vacuum if you don't have somebody to step in right away, which could mean they get stuck with somebody worse than what they started with. So how are you going to prevent that?
Then he or she gets overthrown.
Are you?
It's not a one-time thing. When you're fighting for the freedom of a people, you keep fighting until they have that freedom.
Understood. That freedom could be better maintained, or a higher probability of it being maintained could be achieved if there is a plan for who to institute as the new leaders in the new government. Is there anyone in the underground currently?
I'm sure they might know. I'm obviously not there, and I'm not on the ground. I'm here trying to do what I can.
If the government were overthrown, would there be enough of a presence via the underground to pose as sentries to prevent somebody else from taking over? Do they have enough manpower to police
I
the
don't know.
process?
I don't know, and that may be something that they have to engage the world in.
Do you think New Prussia will get involved once they hear what we're doing?
I think they would definitely be sympathetic, but I don't know if politically speaking they would want to be open about supporting either way. I don't know. Politics is not my strong suit.
Couldn't we get once this is overthrown? Couldn't we get the United Nations involved in order to make sure that there is some structure and some relief coming in? I think, isn't that what the United Nations is for?
Yeah, Wraith is like, that is exactly what it's there for.
Well, and let's knock down the sandcastle, and then we'll let the United Nations kind of help them establish. Because, yeah,
except that the United Nations has been turning a blind eye to everything that's been happening.
That's because of Russia and China, and to some degree the United States.
Speaking of which, if we were to help in this coup d'etat, it would be clear that it's us who are doing it. It's unlikely that we'd be able to maintain our anonymity in that way. The legacy would be involved. Therefore, that could have a ripple effect throughout the political sphere here in America, seeing as how our ties are already strained. Unless we were to loop them in first. But it could be that they don't want us to do this.
Or we could just say the Justin Legion did it.
Well,
I mean, I have a personal stake in this, but I don't know. It's not convenient, but there's people who need us.
True.
Isn't that what heroes are for?
It is.
Exactly. I can't help with political fallout. I can't help with fingers that are going to be pointing at whoever gets involved. I just know this is the right thing at the right moment at the right time.
Didn't you tell the senator that the fate of the world comes before the fate of politics?
Effectively.
And we did just
so they've been warned.
And we hired a new publicist, so.
Is this something that we should run by him first so he can
let him
start?
Yeah, let him know that
Do we trust him to not say anything to anyone?
We could speak to Ms. McCall first and get her input to see if that would be wise. Because again, we're not doing this specifically for publicity. We're doing this because it's the right thing to do and it's necessary for the safety of Earth.
Wasn't Wraith the one that recommended this guy for publicist?
Oh yeah, that's true.
So what do you think? Is he trustworthy, Wraith?
Yeah, I wouldn't have recommended him otherwise.
So he
I
won't.
mean, do you think I would have given you a bum recommendation? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Especially because we're asking for your help now.
Precisely.
Fair point.
So there's your answer. Then I guess we can trust him not to say anything.
Is this if our reputation is also going to be something like maybe this is where a rebrand, new costumes, as it were.
It could, actually.
Could be.
Uncanny X-Force.
Uncanny legacy.
Yeah.
Uncanny legacy.
Jerome, can I change? Like, I'm gonna try changing my costumes like look. Can I make it change color or make it change into like different ornamentation and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh snap! I'm writing that down.
So, quick question: what are we going to do about the Ubari? If we're going to Senia, that means we can't go after the Ubari. So, who are we sending after the Ubari?
The Ubari are currently running.
Yep,
Maybe
and they're all over Russia too. So
maybe we could talk to Miss McCall about her group.
We can. Sentinels of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
Wraith,
after the Ubari.
Wraith, how long would it take you to reach out to the underground? When's the next window?
Tomorrow.
Conveniently.
Tomorrow. And that will be almost in time, at the same time as when we get the information from Helios.
Sounds like we have to go to Miss McCall and get everything set up.
All right. Both are extremely important. We need what is in Senia, but we also need to make sure that the Ubari are stopped. The immediate threat is the Ubari because of what they possess. And finding them, apprehending them, and stopping them would likely be an easier plan than the coup d'etat on an entire country, along with trying to meet up with Dr. Rostenkowski. Therefore, it seems that based on what we have, we may want to encounter the Ubari first and see if that can happen quickly. Afterwards, we can then join Wraith in his underground and head to Senia. Any thoughts?
Agreed.
All right.
The thing is that the Ubari have a bioweapon, so we have to be very careful with that.
It's true. We don't know who they can use that on or if it's been completed as of yet. But we'll want to approach carefully.
And I know that, Exion's not here at the moment, but I know that if he can, save his friend.
I mean,
the one that was helping him in Russia.
Yeah, the one that was protecting him. Yes.
I have people in Senia that I would like to see freed too.
Of course. Right. Well then, I think we're in agreement as far as this goes, Wraith. If you're able to make contact with the underground and let them know that we'll assist, but there is one venture we need to complete first before we can. So if you're able to arrange something that's going to happen soon, within the next 2 days, we should be ready.
How are we going to get inside the country? I assume they have an anti-teleportation field. They probably have deviant detectors.
Well, if you're gonna go through with this, leave that up to me.
Okay.
Are you from Senia, Wraith?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Okay. So you seem really passionate about it, so...
Clearly, Wraith has his reasons, and they are in tandem with ours. We'll be allies. So, Wraith, we'll then wait for your communication of when and how we can continue with that plan against Senia. In the meantime, the rest of us can prepare for what we learn with regard to the Ubari and their locations. Any questions?
Wraith, if you would like to contact us directly, let me give you the number for our base. Not that I don't enjoy going through
number for your base.
The phone number.
You have a phone number that goes here.
I think
Yes.
they did like Batman's red phone.
It's a moon base. Why wouldn't it have a phone number?
Who's Batman?
You're Batman.
Never mind.
Not that I don't enjoy going through Sledge, but it could be more convenient.
I'm still baffled that you have a phone number that goes directly to your secret lawyer, but okay.
We are not in the yellow pages. We're unlisted.
Or the white.
Sure. That would be fine, yes.
Excellent.
I'm gonna go up to Wraith. I'm gonna put a hand out for a handshake.
Is it a secret Senia handshake?
Yeah, it's still what the one all Senians do.
This is a test.
Yeah. No, it's because I think like this is the first time Pulsar's met somebody who is like just as ready to go and break stuff over in Senia to free people. So I think he feels like a sense of like comrade with this guy.
I mean, he shakes your hand.
All right.
Excellent. Wraith, Sledgehammer, thank you for joining us. We'll be in touch. Michonne, if you're willing to return them, please.
Yeah. She'll get up, walk over to them, place her hand on each of the shoulders, and they're gone.
Okay, poof.
All right.
Well, I feel a lot better about this, knowing that there's some kind of an infrastructure for us to work with.
We won't have to start from scratch, as it were.
Right.
Well, the rest of you, make sure to rest up and to be ready. I'll be trying to put the finishing touches on the crown, so it's ready in under 14 hours. But 14 hours hence, we should receive at least some information from Helios. Any questions? Excellent. Dismissed. He heads out.
I would actually like to ask Compass a question really fast.
Okay. Oh, pardon me. Oh, yawning. Yes.
I'm gonna Compass. So regarding all of this, like the signal that we picked up and all of this, like, are you? And I don't remember if I asked you this, so I'm just going to ask it again. And are you some sort of like Dexamite entity?
I cannot confirm any of this information as of this point in time.
Okay. Is there an estimated time of like when you're going to be able to communicate this stuff?
No foreseeable time.
All right.
The requirements for doing so have not been met.
Okay. Is there anything I need to do in particular to break through those classified qualifications?
Stay alive.
To unlock that side quest.
Okay. I have to wait for my my limited run series issue. Okay. I also I don't know like if you have any intention per se compass of I don't know when you're going to be done with me, but I hope at the very least you'll stick around long enough for me to free my family.
I see that as a possibility.
Okay, it's a little worrying, but yeah. So we one last question, and then I'll let you rest.
Of course.
I actually don't know if you rest. I know you're real, but
I do have a rest cycle.
Okay. When we heard from this other person who popped from another time period, they said that either you or I did, like, or maybe both of us did not exist in that time period. Does that mean like are you some entity like outside of time and space? Is that why you can't tell me anything?
That is an excellent question. However, I will volunteer that I am incapable and unqualified to speak on temporal anomaly.
Dang. Okay. Well, thanks for the compliment. Okay. Yeah. Just I've been thinking and I've been wondering and
a dangerous pastime, I know.
I know. But yeah. Okay. Thank you. I hope you'll stick around long enough to help me with this.
I have confirmed it is likely.
Okay. Do you have like a time? Like, all right, sorry. One last question. I know I said one last one. You don't have like a time limit or like a power bar that I've just not been paying attention to, right? Like,
are you making reference to a video game?
What I'm wondering is like what I'm afraid of is that I may have a very limited time to use your abilities and I might be using them inefficiently. Like I'm assuming you're not just a limitless source of cosmic energy.
And that is correct.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that, if there is something that I should know about, I want to make sure that, I'm not wasting you doing frivolous things when I should be saving you for, greater things.
I believe I understand this train of logic that you were attempting to communicate with me. Perhaps I should answer with an affirmative. You are at 50% efficiency.
Okay.
Just don't use him to order pizzas.
Yeah. No, I'm glad I asked. I try not to use him too much because it's a little, but yeah, that's good to know. What happens when I reach 0?
Then your usefulness has expired.
All right. My usefulness, or like,
correct.
Do I exist when I hit 0?
Are you asking if you will be disintegrated or deleted from this plane of existence? No. Presumably not.
Okay. Have there been other pulsars before me that I...
There have been other champions before you, yes.
Okay. And they weren't always all disintegrated at the end of their champion term?
All of them before you have perished.
Okay. Good to know. Good track record. Okay. I will mull over my impending doom. Thank you.
You are welcome, champion.
Great. So yeah, no danger room for me, guys. And I'm gonna head back to work.
All right. So we're going to take about 5 right now so I can get some more to drink. And we'll be right back. So I'm just going to leave the screen on. I'm just going to get me some drink. So one moment.
Sweet.
I'm gonna get a snack too.
Gonna get a. Yeah.
Quick, Dale, play the hold music. Show him jump in.
No.
Wait, Alexa. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. This is when you're reading like a superhero comic and you turn the page and there's just like an ad for
right.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. Ad page.
I always hated it, especially in superhero comics, when they would have they would do an ad that was a comic, and it was like suddenly Wonder Woman was there, like fighting some person, and it turned out it was like Superman was hungry, and I was like, wait a minute, like,
right.
I was so confused.
Like, oh, it's not part of the story. Stupid ad.
Well, because I was like, okay, I'm reading Green Lantern, and then suddenly Wonder Woman is fighting a giant bear, and it turns out to be. I was like, wait. They didn't properly set this up. Like, I was really confused. I was like, what's going? It felt very jarring.
Exactly.
I wonder if she will play elevator music. Alexa, play elevator music.
Here's a station you might like. Smooth Jazz on Amazon Music.
There's our elevator music. Can you hear it?
Oh yeah.
You want to be careful with that because I don't want to get a copyright strike.
Alexa, stop.
That happened once. Todd was we were playing Firefly, and he played something in the background that came through loud enough, and we sat through it listening to it, and then I get a notification after I uploaded it to YouTube. So you have a copyright, potential violation, and it's happened right here. And I'm like, oh, okay, well,
dang,
let's mute that.
Right. Wow.
Hopefully, it's not a problem when I badly sing parts of songs, but I'll keep that to a minimum.
No, that part's fine.
Yeah.
But in fact, it's so picky. I don't have it on here anymore, I don't think. Yeah, I took it off. But the Careless Whisper sexy saxophone intro, I used to have that as a clip on here, and all it was da 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 da.
Oh yeah.
And that alone, that little chime, that was enough to get a strike.
Shoot. Dang.
We need to hire Vanilla Ice's lawyer in order to.
He lost that, right?
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Wait, because he lost that, does that mean we'll get in trouble if we sing Ice Ice Baby?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, because that's his song.
Oh.
But singing, it doesn't really seem to be an issue if you actually play the tune or somebody.
Yeah, because you have a lot of covers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, thank you, Captain Patriot, for the donation of $10.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Captain.
While we're waiting for everybody else to, the others to come back.
All right.
And I think I need to actually go back and look at our, I've actually seen that in a while, our donations here.
There's the fucking, yeah. They're like, oh, I'm gonna
quit that. Channel. turn that down. I don't need to hear myself in stereo on a 13-second delay. Okay, so all right. So since you have donated, Captain Patriot, since you have donated $10, you can use that to provide a vital clue or assistance from the GM for the team if you would like. I had to go back and take a look at that because I haven't. We haven't had donations in a while.
Nice.
All right.
So if you want to say that in the chat, or if you want to do they need it yet? Well, they can always use it. I mean,
yeah.
Let's be real. We're
I play dumb characters for a reason.
We're talking about the perennial botch crew here that at some point or another, everybody's rolling something.
Yeah.
Well, we're also always losing karma.
Not always. We've gotten better.
I can remember only one time I didn't kill somebody.
See?
Okay.
Better.
So Captain Patreon says, then by all means, help them out.
Woohoo.
Mecha Lecca Hi, Mecha Heiny Ho. The GM has spoken.
John be the GM.
Yep, John be the GM.
Oh wait, you need to bring Laveau out and have him do his thing.
Yeah. The GM has spoken.
The madam has spoken. So I will let you guys decide this then. Obviously, there's a lot of things that you could ask, but this is basically the team's chance to shake the magic 8-ball and force the magic 8-ball to say yes, or signs point to whatever. Basically, get a clue to point you in the right direction.
Oh boy.
Great decisions.
And obviously, I'm not going to cheese it out and just say something effective like yes or no or something like that. You know, if somebody's going to spend some money to put that forth, I'm going to give it some gusto.
Yeah.
So is it like a genie? We get to have 3 tries.
You get 1 wish.
1 wish.
What's this?
One
genie.
Yeah. So Captain Patriot just donated $10. So
Oh wow! Thank you.
We get to ask the GM.
So that's 2 re-rolls per person.
Well,
I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
So then we get to ask the GM an actual clue.
Oh, and Captain Patriot, you were gifted a sub. So subscriptions allow you to grant one person a free reroll. So if you'd like to press F for respect. Yeah, so just let me know who you would like to give that reroll to, and somebody's going to get a reroll on you.
Somebody who rolls a lot. I don't roll that much. I learned that my powers are half used.
Oh, you're only 50%.
So while Captain Patriot's working on that, yes. So as Dale said, you get an answer to 1 burning question.
Okay,
what do we want to ask? Yeah, what do we want to ask?
I was going to say this is not my burning question, but do we have to use it now, or could we save it for when we're in the field and we're like, what do we do?
I mean, you absolutely can, but you're kind of bending yourself backwards at that point, because if you're in a situation where you know you're in peril and you wait for it, then it's obviously going to try and get you out of peril.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it might be a good thing. Like if, say, we head to Russia to look for the Ubari, but we're coming up cold, and so we could use please help us find the clue.
You could.
Yeah.
You could.
Point us to the little blue paw print on the thing you probably set on a very obvious thing, and we just missed it.
A clue.
Stupid Skyrim.
Yeah.
So I would like to put forth a question. for consideration.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this does not count towards our one question.
No, it does
Right,
not,
right,
because I
right.
won't be answering it until you guys
I'm getting
collectively tell me you're ready to rock.
Exactly.
I'm
Okay.
getting vibes from the D&D movie.
Oh, I love that. I rewatched that movie the other day. It's great.
I should buy that
Hello?
movie. That was a
Can
fun
somebody
movie.
ask me another question? Damn it.
So my
David.
question for consideration is: have the Ubari developed or weaponized the bioweapon, or is it still in like the planning stages, or like not in a weaponized form?
I think we would find that out kind of just as a matter of course, though, you know?
Okay.
I'm really curious at this point. Are the Yubari collectively making this bioweapon, or like who is telling them to do it?
That's another great question.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but
But I guess once we find one of them, we'll just be able to ask that.
yeah, I feel like that's like, I feel like we'll find that out when we go to, because we haven't met anybody yet. If we kind of knew that ahead of time.
Or is Hyperion's mother now the evil mom?
I don't think so. I think,
The evil mom?
yeah, I don't think so.
Who's the
How
evil
about-
mom?
His evil step programmer.
Well,
What is Yankee Girl's favorite kind of flower?
and chocolate.
Could be important.
Gonna go ahead and mute Lightbringer.
No.
I'm asking for a friend.
Could find out what that signal means from Proxima Centauri.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, would it be possible to get like a possible like update on our papa in his many loins?
I didn't mention this in my debrief, but future Lightbringer never made contact with Electrum.
Oh.
Ooh.
But they also didn't investigate the signal, right?
But they also didn't investigate the signal.
Also, Pulsar didn't exist in that universe, so it's definitely the evil one.
Yeah, that's rude. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Another thing that I thought about is maybe what kind of resistance we'll get at Senia. Like, who are the bad guys there? Like, maybe we could get like a rundown of all the bad guys in Senia.
Well, I think we may also learn that from the Resistance too.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Well, keep in mind this is provide a vital clue or assistance.
Clue resistance.
Oh yeah. So
just to
it's
clarify.
it's not okay. Yeah. So you're not just going to answer like a behind the scenes question. It's okay. I don't know. Maybe we should save it. Maybe we should save it because I feel like right now there's too many plot threads open that
I
we.
agree with George.
Yeah, let's save it for a time when we are just like we have no idea what we're doing. Like, please,
If we're
yeah,
stumped
Which
at
is
some
most
point.
of the time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which will be in the next 5 minutes.
Because other than that, like, I just want to use it for like, is it possible for me to plug Pulsar into a wall in order to recharge him? Is it possible to recharge him at all? Can I get like a fuel gauge on my heads up display?
You really want that power meter, don't you?
You know what? It would be really helpful. It's kind of like it's because I was thinking about it like Spawn. Where, at the end of every Spawn issue, they had that little thing at the bottom, and you had no idea what it meant until they revealed, no, this is your power meter, homie. And I was like, uh-oh.
Yep. Yeah, Captain Patriot, it's over 9,000.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I should have used the Vegeta voice for Pulsar. Dang.
It would have been
There
hard
you
to
go.
keep up for that long. I feel like
Yes.
that's right, exactly. You'd have
Yeah.
to do that the whole time. Whew. Rough on the voice.
So
Do it one time. I want to hear it.
Okay. Well, now I have to pick which Vegeta. Hyperion. Oh. God, when was the last time I heard Vegeta talk?
last time you did a Welsh accent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You have to re-download it.
I didn't know the Saiyans were Welsh.
It's the hair.
the black hair that goes blonde.
Yep,
Right.
apparently. Anyways, so have you decided, or are you going to hold on to it?
Sounds like we're
Hold
gonna hold on to it. Yeah. I
Okay.
guess we're stumped at some point.
And Captain Patriot, have you decided who you want the free reroll to go to? It can go to anyone currently on the screen. So I'll let you mull that over. All right, so back in game, since we've got everybody back, I'll leave it up to you guys. Where are you picking this up from?
Well, I'm going to say Sean probably returned.
Yes, of course.
Red Arsenal went back to the danger room.
Correct. Pulsar is doing what?
I guess I would probably head back to Quantum Unlimited to see if they needed more work stuff, and then maybe asking Compass more dumb questions like, could I get a heads-up display of the power output?
So you're asking Compass for yet another final question.
Yeah, I mean,
He wants a HUD network.
He said, and so then Compass just says, why do you wish to have a power bar?
I want to without knowing, I have used 50% of the power that you've already granted me. I have not been in too many combats, and so I am. It's sort of like I was a pilot, knowing that knowing the fuel gauge is there helps me know how much I'm using and what I have left in the tank, so that way I can save it for appropriate. I can start to try and coast and not use up as much fuel. That's what I'm hoping for.
Do you not know when you are tired?
Wait, no, wait, hold on. I know when I'm tired, but wait, is this power coming from me? Is all of this energy? Am I are you turning me into a nuclear battery? Is that how this works?
I am lost with your prattling about nuclear batteries and your power bar in which you are needing. My comment to your efficiency was how efficient you are as a champion currently, not a power gauge.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that I could be more effective?
Correct. You are mediocre.
Oh,
currently.
okay. Thanks. That's a little hurtful. I thought you were saying that I only had 50% of my Pulsar fuel tank left.
Negative.
Oh, okay. I can scratch out this note that I say I may die when I hit 0. Okay. All right. That is a load off my mind. I am going to go fly to pick up those pizzas now.
Efficiency drops by 30%.
Yeah. I'm going to practice my. I was going to ask how much energy was I wasting in my break?
Okay. The DSL has not come out yet.
Right.
Okay. Okay. All right. This makes me feel better. Okay. I go to work with wiping the sweat off of my mono eyebrow.
Okay.
Am I blurry?
Yes.
Yes.
Blurry, go away.
It's your new power.
Yeah,
The blur.
it's an illusion power.
Out of focus.
Yep.
You should check your settings to see if you can take autofocus off, because that's what's ultimately doing it. I know you're using XSplit. You may be able to right-click on the camera functions and take autofocus off.
Yeah, I'm looking for autofocus right now.
But in the meantime,
Yeah.
So Captain Patriot says it has been decided.
Huzzah!
So who is getting the reroll? Bum, bum, bum.
Drum roll, please.
Pig Brittany. Pig Brittany.
That almost
I
sounded.
already have a reroll. What is this?
Pulsar.
Oh, dang it.
Woohoo! Yay!
Okay, thank you. I have a reroll. I'm writing it down.
Don't shoot the food.
I'll put it on my sheet.
All right. Well, so you are doing work. Hyperion, you were doing what?
Again, just seeing if I can finish up the crowns that it's ready for Lightbringer.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and give me another reason check.
Sweet.
Shelly is doing what?
I think Shone. She is going to be in the conference room with a notepad, and she is trying to scribble down some schematics for a possible new weapon.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your reason.
So for my roll, I got Yellow Feet.
All right. So you've added the casing and done some fine tuning. The casing hopefully should be added shielding, EM shielding or whatnot. So
Right.
hopefully you're not going to get that bleed over.
Sweet.
Although it was an interesting, side effect that you could pick up radio waves psionically, but
But still.
You
Okay.
know, you see her tear the piece of paper up and crumple it and try to make a basket. She's gonna have to put her thinking cap on
Okay.
a little bit tighter.
I trust to resolve my thinking cap. It got filled up with too much crap. Love that song from Rollins. Such a great song. I'll throw it in the chat after the game. I think you guys might
Sweet.
like it. Anyways. So with that, you wait a day, waiting for obviously some results to come back. Hyperion. Helios comes back and has been able to track approximately 20 Yubari.
Okay. And he knows their locations.
Yes, he's got basically a very War Games-esque looking map visual showing on the screen, and he's got little people icon, where he's tracked each of them to.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I can't really see DMs from here, unfortunately, Captain Patriot. So it's best if you have anything that you want to say or let me know, just pop it in the regular chat. 'Cause I actually have the regular chat pulled up and I can see it, but I can't get DMs while I'm streaming. I generally don't see them.
So then, now that we have the information, I turn to Lightbringer. Will we be able to get in contact then with your Tavaxian friends?
I think all we have to do is, well, we could call the base and ask to speak to the general, or we could head down to their ship and speak to those on board. They're probably in contact with the captain and the ambassador.
That would be a more secure way of communicating, and it wouldn't take us that long to get there. Therefore, everyone prepare, suit up. We'll be taking the ship to meet up with the Devaxian cruiser again, so that we can relay to them the information we have regarding the Ubari.
Are the Ubari still all in Russia?
Yeah, where are they?
All but 2 are still in Russia.
Are they in
the
the
other
same
2
location?
are in China.
Oh, great.
Near the Russian border.
Great. Great.
Okay.
One of the most heavily armed borders on the planet.
Are they together? Or are they
Yes,
scattered?
actually, yes.
Okay, that doesn't bode well.
So we need to act quickly. Everyone prepare. He goes ahead and makes sure that he's suited up, heads over to the ship.
What's this terrain like in the area where the Ubari are that we seeing them? Is it like snowy white tundra or?
Let's take a look. As a plane flies over from the United States overseas, China. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-ba-da.
USSR.
I know, exactly. Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Man, I have such great memories of playing that game.
And that was the second one, wasn't it? Or was that?
Yeah, Street Fighter 2.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
On
What are they on now? Street Fighter 100 now?
No, it's
No.
6.
6.
Dang.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It's ridiculous how good it's gotten.
So the area that they're at is near Wulanshan, which is a lot of open plains and some rolling hills.
Is that the 2 that are in China?
Yes.
Okay.
So
what about the ones?
So it is definitely. I'm obviously the border between China and Russia is really only around. I mean, there's a little bit of one on the other side of Mongolia, but the bulk of it is actually coming out on the far east side of Russia, coming into China. So it's obviously going to be cold, and it can snow there, but it doesn't appear to be snowing as of this point.
Okay. Yeah, because now that I know that my suit can change, I was thinking about kind of going into the suit as essentially like a pure white pulsar.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I could do snow camo. That might be fun.
You sure can.
Yeah.
You can make horror frost.
Yeah. Take that, the Wasp. I can make as many costumes as I want.
So I will let you guys look this up. I'll give you the name of it here real quick. Hold on a second. Oop. So if you look that up on Google, you'll see terrain-wise what it is you're looking at.
Check the...
I'm seeing desert. Is that correct?
Oh.
So it's supposed to be green. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, did you put it in the Discord or in the...
Oh, no, Facebook chat. Sorry.
Oh. I'm looking at it and it's not... The last thing I see
And
is...
how many
Mulan
kilometers
Shansky.
are they away from the border?
It's actually roughly near that area. I mean, it's taken them some time to to move, especially considering most of them are on foot.
Hyperion,
Yes.
is it plausible that we could reach them before they reach the border?
They're
Could
already
be.
they're already on the other side of the border.
Oh,
Oh no.
Mhm.
so this
Oh,
is
no.
on. Oh, so what you're showing us isn't. Oh yeah, China does is right
Right.
there.
Oh boy.
So
Things
what do you
just got more
propose?
complicated.
What do you
Could
propose
we
do
just
about the two?
could we just pop in there and abduct them?
I mean, presuming that
Yes.
presuming they haven't
Flip
already
the
made.
table, abduct
I mean,
the aliens.
I think presuming they haven't already made contact with like the Chinese government, like if they're defecting.
Yeah, we don't
If they're
know.
just if they're just running through a field, yeah, we'll just grab them. But if they're already kind of in connect like they've already made connections with their government, then
We're effectively going, after Chinese government. Yeah.
Could we pop in there under cloak and take a look around?
Do we know their deviant technology? Like, do they have teleport barriers? Can they
China?
track? Yeah. Can they track deviants?
will our ship still show up on radar and like if we're
All great
visually
questions.
clipped?
Yeah, all great questions. No one knows hardly anything about China in game, so you're gonna have to test it out.
With regard to that, now that we have no limitation to actually entering outer space, we could simply use that to our advantage to avoid any type of tracking that China may have. It's unlikely that they're checking their outer space area directly above their country. So that is one possible way to approach. However, I'm wondering if we need to loop in our government to make sure that we don't step on any further toes with regard to our communication with Senator Barrett. It seems that that should be a priority.
That makes sense, actually. And they're the ones that are working with the Tabaxians on an official agreement. So it stands to reason this would be relevant.
To your knowledge, Lightbringer, would the Tavaxian envoy still be at Maelstrom Air Force Base?
I would assume so.
Then let's head there. We'll communicate ahead to them, to let them know we're on our way with information regarding the Ubari's location. Perhaps when we arrive, they'll have at least some idea of perhaps how to continue.
Helios,
Yes.
is Ixion's ship, does it show up on Earth scans,
Affirmative.
like radar? It does. Okay.
It does not possess stealth technology. However, the profile of the vessel does enable it to have limited detection dampening capabilities.
That's good to know.
I wonder if we'd be able to add some kind of stealth technology to it.
I'm sure we could, but that would take time, of course.
Right. You know,
we-
let me see what I can figure out while we're on the way to Montana.
Are we still going to call Miss McCall's team in to help, or is it just us?
At this point, let's keep it with us. I think we're capable. We just need to get going. Is everyone ready? Excellent. And away we go.
All right. So up, and away, and flying off to Montana, back to the military base. Of course, don't have to role play through it. You have sent word ahead that you are en route, and obviously you need to have a conversation with the Tavaxian envoy. And Lightbringer has a question.
Can I use my super brain to try and figure out some stealth technology?
Of course. So go ahead and roll, and don't roll a 1.
Super brain activate.
Yep. She just kind of goes in a trance, and she can suddenly
Yellow.
She can suddenly taste the color 9.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So
what is it?
So yellow. Yeah, it tastes like chicken. You come up with it's based since you haven't had a chance to study Ixion's ship. It's based off of technology you are familiar with from Earth.
Sure.
But
start somewhere.
But you do come up with something rudimentary, and you have like an idea with plans that would, in essence, absorb radar radiation.
That would be able to attach to the ship, or like if we keep it
or
on the ship.
really
then it could
anything
be-
you would attach it to.
Perfect.
Nice.
Obviously,
Okay.
It does nothing for visual confirmation, but it would work to absorb the radar emissions, and basically give radar a false signal that there's nothing there.
So I will show my scribblings to Hyperion.
Even for your scribblings, you are very detailed. Interesting.
It's just a rough idea, but I think maybe with some refinement we could, fix the problem.
You're right. Yes, some paneling on the outside of the ship could render it virtually invisible to radar.
Yeah, essentially, Hyperion, what you're looking at is she has a working idea and blueprints for stealth technology that would make the ship's profile effective to like a bee.
Nice.
So if radar could pick up a single bee out like in the middle of the field, then it deserves to detect the ship.
Wait, you said like a bee, like the bug, the insect
Yes,
bee?
Bug, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Because at first I thought you said V, and I was thinking of like a stealth bomber. But then you said a bee in a field. I was like,
Right.
Oh, animal bee. Okay.
Yes.
The stealth, the field, the stealth bomber's natural habitat.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right above plants. and flowers.
Cut scene to a frolicking V-wing bomber just kind of
It's beautiful. Nature is beautiful.
gleefully hopping around, pollen trailing behind it.
You're right.
Starts coughing
Yay,
up some honey.
pollinators.
Yeah. It's the 1990s. We got to save the bees while we can.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
I
go.
should have asked future Lightbringer about the bees.
Like, oh no, they're all gone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So that is where we're going to stop for tonight. So it is about 2.5 hours worth of game. So next week on the 2nd and 3rd, actually. So we have Cyberpunk coming up on the 2nd of October at 7 p.m. And then on the 3rd, we have Street Fighter, also at 7 p.m. So looking forward to all of that. Thank you again for hanging out with us and chatting with us tonight. And of course, we will have our videos pulled up on YouTube for and on demand on Twitch for a bit. And hopefully we'll catch you guys again next time. Good night, guys.
Voting.
All right. Oh yeah.
Oh, whoops.